this is. When Tony finished, I would stand on the side because I knew I didn't want to walk in and interrupt. So when Tony finished, I go running over to the front row. I grab Chris and quick, follow me. We walk outside. I said, you're about to be on stage in 15 minutes. He goes. I said, quick, let's go prepare.
I'm like Dave planned this thing.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. I'm really anal retentive this year. I like to be really precise. Look at this, like 48 hours to you guys, and I just make stuff up in like 5 minutes. It's psychotic.
He's catching on.
Yeah, I know, they're nuts, they're infectious. Here's what happened last night, and understand, guys, my partner Lisa Gross and I, we met David and Dave through an event a few weeks ago with a very good friend who said, please, just hang out with these guys, they're great. And we created an instant rapport and bond, and over the next 2 or 3 days, really just got to know each other, like each other, and they said, would you just kind of come hang out with us and maybe give some ideas and thoughts. So, I don't know what all of you know yet. I mean, all the people up here in your leadership, I can't do anything like that. And so I've been for the last few days just kind of trying to absorb and get a feel. As I told you last night, I had a breakthrough moment when I was at dinner talking to Chris because he mentioned something on stage and I said, I think that's what I've been looking for. And then I sat down at dinner, asked a question, and very casually what popped out of his mouth was one of those moments. So I want to take just a few minutes because we want to respect time and there's so much more, but I want to do a quick impromptu interview because they were the questions that I felt some may have. I know many of you have probably seen Chris, and because he's become so strong. I mean, he's standing up here as one of the top leadership, but there were just simple things as someone who didn't know anything, and I still don't know anything. I mean, you know, people talk about autoresponders and stuff like that. I'm clueless. In fact, I had a conversation with Tom who was so brilliant this morning, and I've got a list of all these words I have to go look up. So. Anyway, so here's the question. Chris,
yes.
As we talk, prior to Empower, have you done a lot of network marketing before?
No.
How many times have you tried it?
I probably been in about 4 companies from the time I was 18 to the time I was 30. You know, recruited a few of my family and friends, and then quit.
What's the biggest team you ever built?
Around 20.
1,000?
No, just 20. I got a big family, you know.
So,
they love me.
With those 20, you made massive income before this, right? No. You don't understand how it works. And so I said, okay, so you didn't come with a lot of networking expertise, but you also don't have an extraordinarily long and historical background in online marketing.
I didn't have a Facebook account a year ago.
Okay.
No experience.
And so you, in fact, you shared just briefly, you said that before Empower, you had started to take a look at and maybe think about doing something online only about 4 months before Empower began. What was your situation when you began to think about that?
Well, I mean, I was a broke, unemployed construction worker, as a lot of you guys know. Me and my wife and 3 kids were surviving on a fixed income from unemployment of $600 a month. And, you know, we had expenses that were much higher than that. So we were slowly but surely going in the hole every month. And, you know, I was looking for a way to escape my current economy. I live near Detroit. It's kind of bad there. And I thought, you know, the internet, right? Finding some place to tap into the global market. And I didn't mean to. It was kind of like an accident almost. I got involved in a network marketing company through a guy that I met on the internet.
In fact, he told me outside, I really didn't want to do it.
I didn't. I really didn't. I actually bought it, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this again. Because like years ago, there was probably a space of 5 years where I didn't do any sort of network marketing. I kind of swore it off, like I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a construction worker or do a contract. You know, I had contracting business.
So let's do a timeline so that everybody hears crystal clear. Today, Empower's about 7 months old. We go back 7 months, but before that, 4 months. So we're less than a year. 11 months ago. You didn't have a Facebook account, you'd never been online, you'd never had more than 20 people, you'd never made money, you'd swore off network marketing.
Yes.
And you finally decided, okay, maybe I need to do something online, but you're on a fixed income of $600 a month.
Right.
And what did you see online, or what happened that made you say, okay?
Yeah, well, the guy that I found on Google that I joined this deal with, a little scheme, you know.
So you found him because of his online marketing?
Yes. Yeah. I was looking at this company or whatever, and I found this guy on Google through online marketing, and I never talked to the guy, right? He didn't call me on the phone or nothing like that. I just seen his stuff and I bought it.
Okay. And so he obviously thought that you probably ought to do what he should do, right?
No, actually, I got him on the phone finally, and he discouraged me from doing online marketing. I just thought, I just gave you like $700 or something.
He was doing it, and he didn't think it was something you should do.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I understood what he was saying, the reason he was giving me, so I respect him for that, because he was, telling me that, there's a big learning curve, and any of you guys that have tried online marketing before or outside Empower Network, you know that there's a lot of stuff you got to learn if you're going to do it on your own. And so, I was like,
so it wasn't that he was fearful you were going to take all his folks. He just realized if you've never done it, it's going to be too hard.
I could probably quit.
Yeah.
By the time I got anywhere. That's what he told me.
Well,
I like to do what I want to do, so.
Okay, so, and then you shared with something really interesting. So how did you said, I'm going to do it. So what happened to get you into the online marketing? He was just curious.
Well, he actually recommended a course that some online marketing group puts on. You guys would know about recruiting. And that conglomerate is tied into certain spheres of influence that Dave's involved with. And I got that book, and then the world of attraction marketing opened up to me. I didn't know existed. It was like, well, what's this weird thing, Like, oh, this is how we do online marketing. And like the next week, the next week they started sending out emails about this event that was going on. And
it wasn't a live event, it was an online live event.
Right, well, it was a live event, but you could live stream it, unlike this one.
Sure.
So I bought the live stream, right?
Yeah.
And I sat in my room, in my little office with my computer for a few days and watched all these people get on stage and try to sell me something, basically.
So you still haven't been making money yet, but you're just realizing you're going to work, and you're watching people online, and who did you see?
Well, the last speaker was Dave Wood, and
He's crazy.
Have you seen Dave Wood speak up here? It's kind of funny. And, I've never been to any live events, and everyone else before him was like all wearing this like suit and tie and pinstripes and all this stuff, and professional speaking and this stuff. Selling stuff, and Dave just got up and rambled for like an hour about nothing, and was talking stories. He's wearing the exact same thing he's wearing now, probably. And I just thought, look at this scraggly haired dude, I just thought, if this guy is really making that much money,
Anybody can do it.
I'm going to be rich on this.
You are an inspiration in ways you don't imagine.
He was an inspiration for sure,
So what happened? So you ended up getting a course?
Well, yeah.
In fact, what was the story? Because I understand that was a bit of a stretch.
Yes. Well, after I seen Dave, I heard his story that he'd gone for about the stuff, and I decided, if this weird dude can make that kind of money online, I'm going to figure out what he's doing and do it. So I immediately ran to his website and found the little form to put my email in, and I got on the list. So the week right after, he went on a trip. I think he went to Bora Bora or something like that. He started sending out these emails about this course he's going to be putting together and doing to teach everything he does to make money. I just thought, that's what I'm looking for, right? I want this is the guy I want to learn from. I want him to figure out what he's doing. He's going to tell me, right? So I didn't have the money to buy the course. Like I said, we were living on $600 a month. And, as soon as we got that, it was gone.
How much was the course?
$500.
So you had to make the decision to take almost everything.
My monthly income, and buy the course. And
so you had nobody really holding your hand. You just grabbed the course, and then you just, like Rob said, you kind of opened the book, basically.
yeah, yeah.
How much did you make the first month?
Over $4,000.
Wow. As you said at that time, you had to go through a little bit of effort to do a couple of things.
Yeah.
On the course.
Yeah, I used to do everything he taught in the course. Just a little bit, and it was kind of complicated, convoluted. It was doing all the stuff that Dave Wood did before in Power, and it's just like, there's a lot of stuff. It's kind of, I still haven't done it all, but anyways, I did a little bit of it, yeah.
But here's the thing you said on stage the other day, first grad. So your first 4 months, you made some money the first month, but you're trying to build a list, right?
Yep.
And we've got some impressive list posts up here, but in 4 months you had about 200 people on the list?
200, I got it. My first 2 months of Mark trying to do what Dave was teaching and I was doing, I made money. I forgot something on the website that he was showing me how to build, right? I was looking at my post one day, and I seen there's all these likes and shares and comments or whatever, and I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, wait a minute, I have a capture page, I don't have a form on the side of this thing. So for two out of those 4 months, I was creating content, getting traffic to myself, and people were buying stuff. It was amazing. But I didn't have a form on my website to collect leads.
So for 2 months, you took the money and had no idea how to work. Goodbye, see you later.
Yeah.
See, it shows you how good. So at the end of 4 months, here's what caught my attention. You had 4 months, 200 people, and that's it. And then empowered again.
Yes.
And what then caught my attention at dinner last night, I said, so how big is your list now?
Right. It's over 17,000.
So in 7 months, so we can pretty much take the first 4 months when it wasn't empowered, you can pretty much go, well, I learned a little, but I forgot to even give people's names, so 200. Throw that out. But in the last 7 months, I'm up to 17,000 names and growing.
Right.
And then I asked the question, thinking, well, because like I said, I haven't seen all this stuff yet. I haven't dug in yet. And I said, well, okay, now that's pretty amazing. And, knew nothing. There has to be something other than, there's some of these folks have been doing stuff for 10, 12 years. So before Empower, they had to do something. You probably figured something out. So what is the technique that you found is the most successful? What is the thing you do that has helped you create that list most successfully? And your answer was?
Well, I use the strategies I learned in the 15K formula to drive traffic to the Empower capture pages.
And I said, and?
That was it.
And he said, that's it.
Yeah.
He said, because
it's all done through Empower.
Because what you should do is with the stuff that Dave had in his first course, but you still had to do it all yourself.
Right.
Obviously, nobody's going to be able to figure out how to do this stuff or set it up. So, okay, here's the thing. Same stuff works. Press the button, Empower, boom, got all that. Now let's go. So I kept diving. I kept digging. I kept waiting for him to say, no, okay, there has to be something. And he kept saying, no.
What's the
I
secret, Chris?
went through the 15K, da-da-da-da. But here's the other thing you said, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I try stuff that most of my stuff doesn't work. I just started throwing stuff. Just to throw stuff, and something finally stuck. Not much, but a little bit. And then you just said, okay, that's working a little. That's better than other stuff. And then you got, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people said, I felt there should be more information about exactly how you do this. So I thought we ought to take 5 minutes, because I figured out in 5 minutes last night exactly how to do this. Read the stuff.
Yeah.
Press the button, watch the video, take a note, and then do it. Oh, wow, it's amazing. Now, that's the second part. But here's the other thing that was really cool. Here's what I also asked him. I said, now listen, we saw Tracy, and I told him we did this. I said, we saw Tracy yesterday, and she is a stud muffin. Is she an incredible owner or what? And I said, well, you don't know what Tracy's doing, because you're growing this team, so do you have that, mean thing that's, she probably knocks them out like she came from Madison Avenue. So you have this mean team thing, and you do all these calls, and it's all this stuff, and your team's just all dialed in with these systems, and he goes, no, I kind of hacked something together. It's not really good, but a little bit, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really work too well.
But she's been online for 4 years, so I said, well, you figured 4 years will be as good as she will. Yeah. And so then I asked the killer question. I said, now, you have some big months in costs, but right now, consistently, about where is your income?
About 10 grand.
About 8, 9, 10,000 a month. I said, it's okay, you didn't do it 2 or 3 months. But in 7 months, you're there. And the only thing you've done is exactly what is taught in the information if you're all in Empower.
Yes. Yeah, it's all good.
And here's what I said. I said, back here for 2 minutes. I said, and I'm sure there are others here, by the way, who are en route to that. I said, because what I've been looking for since I've been here is the alpha. And the alpha omega, the beginning, I was just looking for the alpha. The example that says, you don't need to know anything, and you don't have to have anything, just be all in, and then do it, and you'll suck at first, because everybody sucks until they suck a little less. And that's the way it works, until one day you've done it enough, you actually are pretty good.
I still make money.
And here's why, because we stay on time, we're going to wrap up this last thought, and we talked about this. I had a mentor years ago, he said, let me give you an example. Okay, I got a business I want to show you. Here's the business, it's the business of this, whatever this is. 97 people out of 100 who tried this business fall on their ass, lose all their money, and fail miserably. 3 out of 100 make it work stunningly well. I mean, with those odds, is that something you'd be interested in doing, yes or no? And be careful, don't answer yet. Because most people say no. He told me, he said, you're asked the wrong question. In fact, you shouldn't even be answering the question. He said, Curtis, before you give an answer, I just told you that the business undeniably, unequivocally, without a doubt, works and works well. 3%. The difference is, you should have said before I can answer the question is, let me go talk to the 3 people first.
Right.
Because I need to find out what they did, how hard they worked, the sacrifices they made, the effort they put in, because I need to know if I'm willing to do what they did. Because if I'm not, then it's not a business for you. But if I say, you know, I'm willing to make that effort, make that sacrifice, go through that pain, go through that struggle, crawl through the glass, I'm willing to do that, then it is a business you should do because it has been proven that it will work and it's undeniable. And so those who say that there's not enough education for exactly what to do, yeah, there is. Go all in, press button 1, and drive through it because it's been proven and it works. Congratulations.